All right, cool. We should be live soon. Oh, we're live. Beautiful. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal World Duel Carnival. I say to another, but this will be the final Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal World Duel Carnival stream, which is a little sad. I've really enjoyed the game. I've really enjoyed the game, but, you know, they really neutered a lot of the content from Japan version to international release, and we're pretty much done. Diego is here, Janeth, Kuroy, Galaxy Dragon, Javier, Elaine, Dak, Calibro, Kuroy, Dredger, JR Glenn. Hope you guys are all having a great Monday. Start of the week. Very excited. We're going to play this, and then we'll be playing Lives of P over on Twitch. New short out. Working hard on the top 100 strongest duelists video. That's pretty much what I worked on like the entirety of today. And I am very excited to share that list with all of you on probably Friday. If not Friday, Saturday, but one of those 2 days for sure. Also, YouTube has rolled out a new function. Some people might be wondering, what the hell are these crown things? This has been going on YouTube for about 2 months now, but I never knew when we would get it here on the channel. If you click the top fans, you can see like kind of a leaderboard of the most active people in the chat. It doesn't really mean any, well, I mean, it gives you a cool badge next to your name. It doesn't mean anything in terms of like, any like special perk besides that badge, but I guess it's cool. It's a way to track, people that are being active in the chats. This is what it says. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to collect XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers. So, yeah. It's not their version of Sludge Bucks because you can't spend... you can't spend XP points. It's just like a cool aesthetic thing. Yeah, delayed on MTA. He's now number 1. I guess it encourages just chatting a lot, but yeah, you know. I feel like someone would spam. I mean, someone could spam, but at the end of the day, spam is not really tolerated here. So if somebody started spamming, we would just time them out. We can never spam. We can never allow spamming. There he is, Jake Collins, Baltimore. The Baltimore man, Jake Collins, or huge Orioles fan, this guy. Jake Collins kicking off the week with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jake. I hope you're doing well. I really appreciate the donation, my friend. Helps me out tremendously. Thank you so much. And I really hope that you are ready for a Mario Party and Mario Kart game. I'm going to try to get the Switch 2 this week. I have to get 2. Because Caliber was like, dude, get me one. If you get one, get me one. I'll pay you instantly, and he will. I think he just wants to take advantage of the tax-free purchasing in the state of Delaware. That's what I think. Jake's retired from Mario Party. Well, it was a great career. They'll remember you as a really good Mario Party player who was never able to beat me. But at the same time, Jake, there's nothing wrong with that. There's been plenty of Mario Party greats that have never been able to beat me in a match, so there's no shame in that at all. You had a great career, man, and congratulations to all the success. Cal will pay you back on YouTube. If he paid me back on YouTube, Elaine, because the Switch 2 is not cheap at all. If he paid me back on YouTube, where YouTube takes like, 30% from a super chat, and then I've got to pay taxes on top of that, I would drive to his house. It would not be good. It's one thing when he did it for the $40 Uber because it's not a cheap amount of money, but it's a much smaller amount of money. Also, he genuinely did not know that YouTube takes that large of a percentage from super chats. So that was an honest mistake. Oh my God. That was good. Mark Duarte is here. Huge shout out to Jake Collins again. Probably Sane is here. Diamond R11 Blue. The 100 Duelist will include Rush. Yes, Diamond. The 100 Duelist will include Rush. Josh Schindler, good to see you. Did Konami announce anything for the future of Rush Duels at Jump Victory Carnival? They did not. Jump Victory Carnival was very much a dud in terms of news. It happened literally 2 days ago, and almost 48 hours ago, I've heard nothing besides like 2 card reveals for the main game that came out of Jump Victory Carnival. So, yeah, complete dud. There is a second day for it on July 19th, but besides like announcing Akiza support, I don't think they're going to really announce anything. So, you know, for those wondering in regards to the anime side of things, all eyes turn to Jump Festa. And I mean, I even said going into the whole Jump Victory Carnival weekend, even if they don't announce anything at Jump Victory Carnival, 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 even if they don't announce anything at Jump, that one's not too much of a tongue twister, Anime Neko. Even if they don't announce anything at Jump Victory Carnival, it doesn't change the fact that Jump Festa was still the greatest opportunity to get any sort of news regarding a show. But as Jared King writes there in the chat, I think the anime might be dead. Who knows? I mean, who knows? I don't want to believe that. I also don't believe that. But that, as the months and weeks go by, and I'll tell you, if this Jump Festa comes and goes and there's nothing in regards to a new show, I think there's going to be really a lot of people that kind of leave the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime sphere, which will be very sad. Because at that point, it's not a 1-year break, and who knows? I mean, really, who knows? I mean, this Jump Festa is going to be a really nerve-wracking one, and the range of emotions that I will have, and that I think a lot of people will have when we leave the Jump Festa panel is going to be very wide. It's going to be very large, because you can feel the most ultimate euphoria here if they announce something cool, or you can feel very, very saddened on this end, knowing that, hey, if we get nothing at Jump Festa, 2027 becomes best case scenario. And 2027 is almost 2 full years away at this point, assuming it'd be April 2027. And that's not even a guarantee. So, you know, it would get pretty grim if that happens. And hey, you know, we're going to stay optimistic. We're going to stay pumped up. We're going to believe, and whatever happens, we'll sort through the emotions. We'll sort through the fallout then. But it'll certainly be a very big Jump Festa, for sure. A very big Jump Festa. As we keep saying, we just need any kind of formal announcement. Yeah, I don't think they would ever announce that they're taking a break. I don't think they would ever announce that they don't have any plans. Just from a business perspective, I don't think that makes too much sense, because you always want to keep the door open to going back into that realm if you feel at some point it benefits the company. So that's why I think we would be stuck in this limbo. I think we would be stuck in this limbo for who knows how long if they decide not. I don't think they're going to come out. They're also not the most communicative company in general, Konami. I don't think there's any chance they're going to come out and be like, yeah, we're done with the shows. Yeah, we're taking a 3 to 4 year break. I just think it's going to be that limbo. And I do agree that the realm of limbo is worse. I fully agree. I fully agree. But as long as they keep making money with the card game, you know, that might be all they care about. Jump Festa, the exact date. If you live on the East Coast in America, well, if you live in the United States, December 19th, Friday night, December 19th. If you live in the United States, if you live in like Europe, it's going to be very early on December 20th, Saturday morning. But that's going to be kind of the night you're circling on the calendar. If you live in the United States, even in probably like South America and Canada, really if you live in North America or South America, circle that night of December 19th. If you live in Europe or anywhere else in the world, you're probably circling December 20th. But I'll tell you what, like, that's not close. You know, people are like, oh, what's next? Well, we got to wait 5 months here. We got to wait 5 months and a week. And you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to get through it. We're going to keep bringing you guys hopefully enjoyable content that you'll check out. Streams, videos, shorts. 5 months. And you know what? Yeah, it is 5 months, but Apostolos is right. We still have hope. And December is not that far. December's not that far. It'll zoom. It'll zoom. Let's be honest. It'll go very, very quick. Jake Collins, the big super chatter. Jake, are you coming to Jump Festa? Jake goes online. He was one of the big three, I'll call them. Jake, Delayed, and Latrell, where they decided to put on crazy masks like this and wear them in the back corner while the panel was going on, thinking that it would be funny. Because obviously we were going to get a Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. And then as the panel went on, they started to remove the masks and realized, oh shoot, this is not this is not going well. Oh man, we'll see. Well, listen, if those three come again, which I really hope they do, they have to wear those masks, the same exact masks for the entire panel. They have to. Barrett Letty, I don't know. It might be a little too far for Barrett. I'm going to invite him. I would absolutely love for him to come, but it might be a little far for him. What does please look forward to future developments and announcements for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime mean? Yeah, I don't, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, Josh. I mean, I think it's vague enough to mean that, like, hey, we might do something in the future. But it always to me indicated, like, it was a good thing because, hey, like, there's going to be future developments and announcements, and there still might be. Like, at the end of the day, it has only been 4 months since Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush has ended. Even though Jump Victory Carnival has come and gone with nothing, Jump Festa remains the best opportunity to get a new show. That doesn't change just because we didn't get anything at Jump Victory Carnival. So, you know, I really wouldn't, like, slam that panic button until Jump Festa. If Jump Festa comes and goes and there's nothing, which I don't even want to think about that scenario, then we're truly in a long abyss that could go on for a very long time. Because it's one thing saying, we're going to give ourselves a year. It's another thing saying we're going to give ourselves more than a year. You know what I mean? Probably saying, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It is her birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday. They want to skip Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 and go right to Yu-Gi-Oh! 10. Sure, you know what? Maybe the Chronicles is they're considering internally Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 and Yu-Gi-Oh! 10 is what they'll do. Listen, I'm going to keep coping. I know people always are commenting on my videos saying that I'm coping with everything. I'll keep being that guy that is going to cope. I'll keep being that guy that's going to try to be optimistic. I'll keep being that guy that advocates for a lot of people wanting a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. Like, let's go, man. We do plan to play another Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Yeah, we're playing Falsebound Kingdom later this week, J-Rod. I plan to play every Yu-Gi-Oh! Game ever made, so. Yeah, the Crown is something new. Apparently, it's not for mobile, but if you're on desktop, it's just top fans. If you go to the leaderboard, you can see, like, where you rank, and if you're top 3, you get, like, a crown next to your name. It's just, like, a cool extra badge. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just, like, a cool badge. Something they've rolled out for months, and it finally came to my channel earlier today, which I didn't even know until we started the stream. Queen saying, absolutely. Are they creating a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime universe? I would argue they have, Josh. I would argue with the existence of Duel Links, with the existence of the 8 worlds that they've built, with the 8 previous shows, I think they've created a massive Yu-Gi-Oh! World. The question is, will they do something with it? And I don't know. I sent you a text. Let me know in the next 20 hours. When did you send me a text? Oh. Hold on, I'll text you. I'll text you, Delayed. I'll text you. I'll text you back after the stream. Thank you very much, man. That's very, very kind of you. I'll text you. Delayed drove through the great state of of Delaware, the farmland. You know what? This is a great opportunity. I spent a few hours with Delayed showing him around. Delayed is one of the leading advocates. I have to drive back home from DC, so I wanted to ping you. No, please, you didn't interrupt at all. Delayed is one of the leading advocates for Delaware is nothing but farmland cows. Delayed, what is your new honest opinion on the state of Delaware, particularly the area that I am in? Let's see. And I'm not forcing Delayed to write this message. Let's see what Delayed is going to write in the chat. And please be safe on your drive back home. He could write that, Sane. And you know what? If he writes that, I will... Yeah, he is actually right. There's civilization there, and I see the vision. I am envious of the housing options there. As I drove Delayed around the actual town, which, by the way, none of my friends saw when they helped me move in. As I drove him around the actual town, we got lunch, and then I drove him around some of the neighborhoods. He was like, he just kept saying, all right, I see the vision. I may have been wrong. My perception of the state has been shattered. And listen, I said, I have no problem people making the farm jokes because there is a lot of nature. I admit my preconceptions of Delaware were incorrect. And Delayed is a man of character. He really is. There are plenty of farms. I would not deny that. There are plenty of open fields and farmlands. But the actual town, there's every store you can think of. It's like when you go to the town, you feel like you're in an actual, like, town with cars and people. I think it's a great mix of nature and like peacefulness, but also like your like main towns and everything. But no, Delayed, it was great spending some time with him. Yugioh farmlands, yeah. And it's funny because when you drive to where I live, you do pass a lot of farms, but then if you go like 15 minutes south, you're in like a very, very town area. I did not start the farm arc. I did say the first thing you see when you get off the main road is farms. You did. Well, no, Dredger. I never said Dredger. No, I didn't say you. I said Delayed. If I accidentally said your name, Dredger, I apologize. I meant Delayed was one of the leading advocates of the farming. He was one of the leading advocates. Which, you know, I don't blame. Listen, I never got mad at it. I never got mad at it. Oh, Janeth did. Oh, I missed that comment. Ironically, Dredger and I were the ones who started the Farmer Dill arc. I think Delayed was also one of the leading... And there it is. I've been converted. Oh, I love it. And it was great, you know, because we got sushi. And the sushi was very good. The sushi, there's also good food. I have yet to find good pizza. I will say that. I found good bagels, but I've yet to find good pizza. Good pizza might just not exist here. That might be a genuine sacrifice, unfortunately. I'll keep you guys updated on that, but I you know, that just might be a sacrifice, sadly. But the sushi was very good, and I pointed to the prices on the menu, and I said, hey, the prices on the menu, that's what you pay. They don't jack it up with these, you know, taxes. He was like, wow, man, that's... Like, wow, man. Business opportunity, open a pizzeria. Well, the problem is I don't know how to make good pizza. That's the issue, saying. Does please look forward to future developments for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime tease something big? I mean, it might, Josh, and it might also be like, hey, we're taking a break. Maybe in a couple of years we're going to start something new. I really hope it means it's something big. But I don't want to say that it definitely means that because it's such a vague statement that it's hard to really know what they mean, what they're planning. Listen, I reached out to people that worked on Go Rush. I reached out to people that were close with higher-ups at Studio Bridge, at least, and they had nothing. They didn't really know. They had nothing. I have pizza every day. I would want a good place where I live. Well, I had pizza a lot too, Elaine. I mean, what kind of pizza do you have, though? If you have frozen pizza, they definitely still have that here. It's just and they have, like, Domino's and Pizza Hut, and those taste the same, obviously. I always call those, like, crappy pizza. Not that it's, like, I'll eat Domino's. Not that it's, like, crappy bad, but, like, it's not, like, the same as, like, actual pizza. You know what I mean? But sometimes you're in the mood for that. Sometimes like I'm in the mood for like bad good pizza, if that makes sense. Also, I have a feeling, Elaine, I don't know, there is like a level of pizza snobbiness in the Northeast, especially in like New Jersey, Connecticut, New York. I think Michigan pizza is probably similar because honestly, the pizza I had here was passable. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I certainly would not say it's good. You know, it's kind of in that like middle range. New York pizza's really good, and so is New Jersey. Yeah, I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. That's the rating, which isn't a bad rating, but it's certainly not a good rating. Like, I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way. Who is your favorite band of all time? I mean, my early, like, Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco are some of my favorite bands. Listen, I know people are going to flame me for it, but, like, recently, AJR, I've really, really enjoyed AJR. I know it's BuzzFeed core. I know I'll get some flack for it, but I think they make good music. I've been listening a lot to like Motionless in White and Spirit Box recently as well, more on like the metal side. That's what my wife is very into. I saw both of them live in the last couple of months. But of all time, I usually go Fall Out Boy or Panic. I mean, My Chemical Romance is another one that's pretty high up there. Breaking Benjamin I liked a lot. Would Konami make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reboot? You know, it's the age-old question, Galaxy Dragon. It's certainly possible that they would. I don't know if they would dive into that, but they certainly could. No, I love that Survivor. Yeah, classics. Admittedly, I have not listened to a lot of their newer stuff, but their early stuff, each of them, their first like 3 or 4 albums, just amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Well, Elaine, if you're ever in the area, you'll have to see how the Delaware pizza stacks up. Lincoln Park is great. Yeah, Lincoln Park's great. I never got as into them, but I mean everything I know from them I've enjoyed. I know they have like a massive, massive fan base. They have a girl singer, right? That's touring with them now. How are they going to... Well, they already did a DM remake. A lot of people don't know this because it was so under the radar. During Arc 5 and Vrains, they did a Duel Monsters remake. They just didn't release it internationally. It was for Japanese audiences only. And it was not good. I would argue the GX remake is not good. Reboot is different where it's like they're either doing a manga-accurate story or they're like changing the cards entirely and the stories a little bit. Sum 41, it's so funny. I would always listen to, what is that album? I'd listen to their full album whenever I drove from New Jersey to see my friends Nina and Christina. It's like an hour and a half drive, and I don't know. I always listened to that album. It's not Walking Disaster. It's where the album cover where the guy's spitting. Walking Disaster is a great song. Is it Best of Me? I think that's the slow ballad one that's really good. Yeah, Sum 41's got a lot of songs I really enjoy. No, I think for the most part, Cayman, and I really do say I'm very, very lucky. The people in this stream, for the most part, are incredible. Yeah, we have a lot of amazing, kind people in this stream and in this community, and I'm very, very fortunate of that, to the point where, like, during the Wednesday night shows, I don't really look at chat. I usually watch them back and read chat. I don't look at chat because I don't want to get distracted. The guys are paying attention, but, like, you know, I'll always ask the guys, any issues with chat or any trolls, and most of the time they're always like, nope. So it's a very good community. Yeah, that album I always listen to. Yeah, it's cool. All right, we're going to start. We'll start the game in like 3 minutes. We don't have a lot to do, so this is kind of going to be like a just chatting and World Duel Carnival stream. I'll show you guys some of the videos that we're working on that should be out soon. This one will be out tomorrow. Video I did a couple months ago with Sora, my friend Solid Snack. I don't know how this video will do, but it's going to be very fun. It was very fun to do. I'll try to explain the concept as best as possible. But basically, we spin a wheel of numbers between 1 through 56. Let's say it lands on number 1. We then rank, without knowing what comes next, the first duel in each show. Now, number 1's a bad example because we know off the top of our head what the first duel of every show is. Let's say it lands on 10, the 10th duel of every show. You can't really remember unless you have this insane memory. So, like, Sora will read the 10th duel of Duel Monsters, and I'll rank it 1 to 8 without knowing what's next. Then we'll do GX, then we'll do 5Ds, and we both do it, and then we see whose list is better, and you guys in the chat or in the comment section for that video will have to decide who made a better list. But we do, like, 3 rounds of that, and that's a very fun video. That's a very fun video. It's just blind ranking without knowing what comes next. So hopefully that video is enjoyed by a lot of people. That'll be out tomorrow. Again, trying more creative videos to kind of see, what sticks and what people enjoy. I mean, we enjoy making that video. And then, of course, the big video that's coming out on Friday, it's going to be a controversial one. It shouldn't be controversial. It will be controversial, but it shouldn't be controversial. I say it in the video as well. Nobody should take this video that seriously. It is impossible to power scale characters between shows and to power scale characters between games. You're power scaling characters between Rush and Master. It's impossible to actually do. And anybody in chat right now, the 50 people watching, if you took all of you, you're watching this stream right now, and everybody went into a room and did 1 through 100, everybody's list would be different. Nobody would agree with your list. Nobody would agree with your list. Nobody's going to agree with my list. You might agree with certain points. Maybe like, oh yeah, this character should be in that range. Or, oh yeah, that character should be top 5. Or, yeah, that character should be like around 20. But you're not going to agree with most of my picks. 8 shows, movie characters, Arc 5 legacy characters, and they'd almost all have a personal bias to them as well, absolutely, because some people would take the deck strength into consideration. I don't do that, but some people would take the deck strength, so maybe they'd have Kiryu very high because, Infernities were insanely good at one point. Right, people would almost do it based on different criteria, so, watch this, hopefully you check this video out, and have fun. It's like a 2-hour video. Have some dinner while you're watching it. Have some lunch. Have a drink. Have some dessert. And just enjoy the mindless entertainment. And when I make a selection that you disagree with, just go like, what? But kind of laugh it off. Because it is the most subjective video you can make, in my opinion, when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Even more so than ranking every duel. Even more so than ranking every duel. Man, I'm kind of hyped for this, man. The other ones were kind of iffy. Do you mean my top 51 Diamond? Or do you mean my top 10 for each show? But let's see how it goes. Personally, I'd rank a series. So I've done Diamond, the top 10 strongest duelists of every show. I've done that one. Would you mind if I downloaded it for my long plane ride next month? Yeah, it just means you can't watch it until then, but that's fine. Put it in your watch later. I love that. This is the thumbnail. This video is already up. So if the top 100 interests you, you could watch the top 50, but there's going to be a lot of similarities. This is without Go Rush, this is without Movie, and this is without Arc 5 Legacy characters. It was entertaining to see the comments. I know my friends loved those comments. Yeah, my friends loved those comments. A lot of angry people in the comments, and that's fine. And guess what? If there were angry, annoyed people in those comments, there are going to be angry, annoyed people in these comments for top 100. Which is fine. Which is fine. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of Pulse of the Community comments that are going to be really, really fun to do this for. Really, really fun. Which gets angrier comments? Power scaling vids or shipping vids? They are the two angriest communities. I think power scaling gets more angry comments, but shipping probably get more visceral angry comments. Like, I think you're more likely to get death threat level comments and shipping stuff, but you're going to get a higher quantity in power scaling stuff. If that makes sense. I can't wait to upload this video, dude. I can't wait to upload it. I can't wait to upload it, and then the Wednesday after we do Pulse of the Community on Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Which, that Pulse of the Community, and I'm going to tell my friends this, it's fine if every comment from the Pulse of the Community is from this video. I'm fine with that. Power scaling is so dumb. I actually agree. I do agree. I don't mind in universe, but as soon as you cross over fandoms, it's horrible. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. If you compare, like, yeah, Dragon Ball to One Piece or something like that, I mean, that's even crazier. I have to say, I think you ranked the Dueling Monkey from GX a bit low on the top 100. I can confirm, by the way, that the monkey from GX is not in the top 100. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. I mean, I've already spoiled who number 100 is. Taya Gardner. And we're kicking this list off with a bang. We're kicking it off with a bang. And I listen, it's not just a hot take to get people riled up from the start. I did the calculations, I did the rankings, and let's go. She's undefeated. And I know, I get the whole thought of that every duel had a weird quirk, right? Joey didn't know how to duel. Crump, she got Dark Magician somehow. And Mai surrendered, even though we don't know. I mean, she may have beaten Mai, even if Mai didn't surrender. We don't know. She may have beaten Crump. She won. She got wins. I considered Anubis. Yeah, Anubis is not on the list. I do have... I mean, I guess in that small vacuum, yes, I do think... Yeah. Come on. No, I actually think Taya would beat Anubis if they dueled. I'm not even kidding. I think Kaiba did most of the heavy lifting in that duel. Game Z, what's going on? United for Eternity, how you doing? D-Fay, High Tide Kraken. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm making that claim. Yeah, I'm sticking with that claim. No, I'll be honest. When I did... What my scaling was, I did top 15 in every show, and then I put a power ranking number next to their name, and then I sorted it in Google Sheets. When I sorted it, Anzu was like 109th. But I decide, sometimes you look at characters and you say, well, you know what, I can justify that. I think she sneaks into the top 100. No luck yet. Gamesy. I mean, I haven't really started. Well, not that I haven't started, but I haven't looked this week. I'm going to be driving around tomorrow. Oh, man. Yeah, this is going to be a fun video. It's going to be a ridiculous video. Let's go. Tag Force. Yep, beautiful. Okay. I mean, I think it's time. I think it's time to finish this game off. Story. Alita. I mean, we're almost done with the story. Like, I don't think we have a lot left. I think we have one duel and then the tournament, and then we're done. So we genuinely are almost done with the story. Give me 1 second. Like, I wouldn't put either in a top 100, but it amazes me to think of Taya beating Anubis. I think she would. I really do. I really, really do think she would. Who are we dueling? We're dueling Kathy, dude. I feel like Alito is like dueling the most random people. Yeah, sometimes though when you call around Elaine, they just tell you like, no, we don't have any in store, and then they do. But calling around is smart. Calling around is smart. We could call around. Okay, let's just get a win right off the bat, chat. I gotta remember how to play with this deck. Reinforcement. I think I picked literally the worst card possible. Oh, dude, yeah, the Baryon arc is so good, man. Just Zexal 2 is just so good. He's gonna really enjoy it. Probably Sane, thank you so much for the donation.
What's the best thing about each Zexal season?
Wow, that is a great question. The best thing about each Zexal season, dude, that Glassjaw's effect is terrible. The best thing about Zex, see, I split Zexal as like Zexal 1 and Zexal 2. I think the best thing about Zexal 1 is like is honestly like the characters outside of the main group. I don't mind Yuma in Zexal 1, although I like him a lot more, I think, in Zexal 2. But like his friends kind of suck. Not that they're bad friends, I just don't love really any of them as characters. I think where Zexal 1 shines is the Arclight family, incredible. Kite and Haruto, you know, Kite is wonderful. The shark stuff is wonderful. The side characters are so good in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal that's, to me, where they really do shine. And then in Zexal 2, I think Yuma gets a lot better. And I think the Baryons are just incredible. Vector is obviously wonderful. And so I think those are probably my two, like some of my best things regarding Zexal Seasons 1 and 2. For 1, it's really the side characters. And for 2, it's seeing Yuma's growth and the Baryons, I would say. Jump Victory Carnival already happened, Adam. Nothing. He hates Yuma in Season 1. Probably saying thank you so much for the super chat. I gotta heart your message. Thank you so much, Sane. Really, really appreciate it. But yeah, Zexal, you know, I even said it in my top 10 villain groups video. I get nervous thinking about, like, how Zexal would have been viewed if not for the Arclight family. Because I think the Arclight family was so vital to a lot of people's enjoyments of... early Zexal. I think it was great for Shark's character. I think it was good for Kite's character, but Kite was great because of some other things that were going on. And, yeah, they were just, they were the top 10 villain group, for sure. Which is your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series? Later this month, I'm doing, I'm ranking all the shows. So just wait till later this month, and, you'll see all my rankings. I feel like the Zexal 8 has died down so much in the last decade. It really has. I think a lot of people have watched it. Like, watched the original version. I remember having a lot of conversations with people that have just kind of come up to me at different, like, conventions and stuff. And I've been like, you know, I was one of those people that hated Zexal, and then, like, I watched the original version, and, man, it's, like, my favorite show. And I'm like, no, that's fair. Like, the dub was rough for Zexal. I've often said that the dub for Zexal is, I think, the worst dub for any Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and I think there were a lot of people that probably watched the dub of Zexal, and that's their opinion. And by the way, Zexal, like, even though I like Zexal a lot, it doesn't get off to the greatest start. It really doesn't get off to the greatest start. It kind of slugs a little bit in the beginning until Kaito shows up, until the Arclight family shows up. So, like, you know, I get why it got as much hate as it did, but also, yeah, the hate, I think, primarily came from people that watched only the dub and only watched the first few episodes. And also, the Zexal hate, in my opinion, as someone that was, in the fandom back then, because I'm dating myself, I don't think the Zexal hate is anywhere near the level of hate that Rush Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime has gotten in general. I don't even think that's a hot take. I just think that's a true fact. And I think anybody denying that just hasn't been around the Rush shows. I think the Rush shows have gotten much more hate than Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal got. And Zexal got a lot of hate. But I just think that it's not even comparable. I mean, you have people that'll make videos ranking all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows that won't even rank Rush Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Nobody ever said that about Zexal to that degree, All right, Alito's still hopelessly in love with Tori. And now he's annoyed about Yuma because Yuma keeps getting close to his angel. All right, I imagine we're going to face Yuma in the finals. High Tide Kraken, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Yuma and Astral's relationship is way more fleshed out than Yugi and Adam's. They don't overshadow each other and can have separate plot lines.
I would probably agree with that. I would probably agree with that. I mean, I like Yugi and Atem a lot. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I'd agree with the way more fleshed out. I would say that it was more fleshed out, but Yugi and Atem, I think was better in the manga than in the anime, their dynamic. I thought Egypt was good for them. I actually really did not like. I think that's kind of common, though. A lot of people didn't like the Doma stuff that they did with them. But I mean, I think both relationships are very, very good. I think both relationships were done very good. I know there's some people that think Yugi and Atem's is poor in comparison to Yuma and Astral, but I don't agree with that. I think they're both very good, but I do think the Yuma and Astral dynamic is better. Yeah. I think... Oh, man, it's hard. I think I like Yugi and Atem as characters slightly more than Yuma and Astral collectively, but it's very close. I mean, I think you're talking about, like, very, very good dynamics. No matter what group you're looking at. But it is I guess it is a hot take, Kraken. I do think it is a hot take, saying it's way more fleshed out, and because I think there's a lot of people that would disagree that just maybe haven't, like, watched Zexal. And I will say that there were plenty of times where Atem felt like he overshadowed Yugi. I don't disagree with that. And, Yugi started as a good duelist, whereas Yuma started as a terrible duelist. So I think even just the origins of how those two characters were written gave Yuma a lot more room to grow as a duelist and as a character. But love the take. Love the take. Saying thank you so much.
5DS was so well liked that Zexal being different caused anger.
Yep, yeah.
The same thing happened with Sailor Moon Seasons 3 and 4.
5Ds was massively popular. I know people claim it was not popular in Japan. That's just not true at all. But 5Ds was massively popular, was massively liked by a lot of people. You also have to remember that what Zexal did was a totally different identity. Sure, the colors being a lot more brighter, a lot more colorful than 5Ds. That's a stark difference there. But think about the character ages of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists up until that point. Yugi and Atem, Judai and Yusei, all older, right? Teens, 15, 16, 17, in that range. Then you get Yuma, who's basically a kid. He's, like, hyperactive. The whole cast of Zexal is just much younger, especially that, like, main core of Bronk and Kotadi. And it was such a change, not only from 5Ds to Zexal, but from the first 3 Yu-Gi-Ohs to Zexal, that a lot of people just could not bring themselves to enjoy it and hated it before even giving it a chance. The Sailor Moon stuff I need clarification on because I have not seen Sailor Moon. I see a lot of similarities with Sailor Moon S, the dark, mature season of Sailor Moon, and Super S Season 4, which is a more goofy, childish, colorful season. I don't know your thoughts on season 4 of Sailor Moon, probably same, but you have a lot of people that assume because a show is more like childish that it can't also be profound, fun, and mature in its messaging. I think Sevens is a great example of that, right? Sevens is a comedy show, but there still are plenty of people that enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens and the messaging that it gives. But, you know, having a stark difference. And by the way, think about what was before Sevens. You had the most edgy, the most serious, the most dark Yu-Gi-Oh! Show we've ever gotten, almost to a you know, tough degree in Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, where every duel was almost life or death, where everything was so serious, where your protagonist was very serious and maybe smiled in like 5 total episodes. And so you go from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains to Sevens. I mean, that's an even more stark difference than going from 5Ds to Zexal. So that also could have something to do with it as well. But yeah, you know, it's interesting. But then you also have people that like hated Vrains that loved Sevens. You also have people that hated Vrains that loved Sevens. So, you know, it's such a personal choice as to what you kind of enjoy. And then you have people like me that genuinely have enjoyed all of it. You know? And I'm sure there's people in chat as well that have enjoyed all of it. Can we start the tournament now? Listen, my streams are always going to be a mix of gameplay and chatting, J-Rod. Especially if people donate. I'll say that, you know, we're going to go full screen for it. If people donate, super chat, spend their hard-earned money, I know how hard people work for money. If they spend it to bless me in any way, the least I can do is spend a lot of time talking about their message, their comment, and address it in a professional manner, you know. That at the end of the day is what has allowed me, the donations and stuff, is what has allowed me to do this full time. So whenever anybody does that, I'm always going to read their message and give a very, very in-depth of a response as I possibly can. But Saiyan, thank you so much for the donations and enjoy your work. Thank you so much, Saiyan. I didn't really like Arc 5, but it grew on me. I mean, I loved Arc 5's like concept. I really thought it had an amazing concept, but you know, the execution could have been a lot better. Obviously. What's going on, Pete? We are here for you to trash Arc 5, not game. No, I'm not gonna trash Arc 5. Well, especially with a game like this, because like we have like it's basically the same exact thing over and over, you know? Like, what the hell? Is that thunder? Oh, Jesus Christ.
The toxicity during Zexal era wasn't as bad since I just ignore it.
That
but
man,
when it came to Vrain
thank you
7's
so
era,
much.
That's when it got out of hand.
That man, thank you so freaking much for the devil donation. Yeah, delayed. Please be careful driving home. The devil donation 666. Thank you so much, that man. The toxicity during Zale era wasn't as bad since I just ignored it, but when it came to Vrain 7's era, that's when it got out of hand. I actually agree. As someone who was around, sure, I was not making like YouTube videos back then. I think that the hate that Sevens and Go Rush have gotten is much worse than the hate that Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal got. I fully agree, and I am in no way saying that Zexal didn't get hate. I am well aware that Zexal got plenty of hate, and still sometimes does from people. That is still a thing that absolutely does happen. I do not want to diminish that in any way or pretend like it doesn't exist. But to the level that some people have done, like Rush Anime Eraser, in the point where people don't even consider those shows Yu-Gi-Ohs, it is you know, that I just don't think ever happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I don't think it ever happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. So I agree that, man. And I think, you know, there's a few reasons from it. Vrains to 7s was such a stark change. Have you seen that video? Go Rush knows you hate it. See you later, Galaxy Dragon. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping in. No, I have not. When I type that in on YouTube, I don't even... Nothing even comes up. Oh, well, yeah, okay. It's actually Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, not Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. Yeah, I don't particularly watch that content creator. Yeah, no. Yeah, well, your first mistake, and I'm sure you're aware of this now, was going on Reddit. That was... Reddit is rough. Reddit is rough. Reddit is rough. I mean, I think the person that uploaded that video, I think that's the same person that did not rank the Rush shows because he said they're not Yu-Gi-Oh! Yet ranked Season 0, even though Season 0 is literally not Yu-Gi-Oh! So that was, you know, certainly an interesting choice. We're in some trouble here. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot I could say about that particular individual. I'm not going to say anything, but... I think we're going to lose here. That's a loss. That's a big fat L. Tough. Yeah, I mean, it became... It's not like... Yeah, it definitely became harder to ignore that, man. All the negative stuff. But, like, you know, at least you can, like, kind of curate your own experiences. But it does suck when there are so many, like, just negative takes out there about content you enjoy. Pop back row. Beautiful. All right, good start. I think a large amount of the hate of the Rush shows gets is because Vrains ended early. Yeah, I remember I did a video, Laxus. Literally, the whole video was about, did Vrains end early for 7s? And I laid out a lot of reasons as to why that obviously was not the case. But didn't matter. People still believe that that's what happened. Which I don't get how people still believe that. Oh, not good. Once per turn, send one card, choose. That Battle and Boxer monster. Isn't there one that, like, gives us an attack boost from the graveyard? Yeah. Nina, great to see ya. Well, I will say, in regards to, like, you know, inflammatory content creators, the videos do really well. The videos do really well. They get a lot of views. And, you know, there is an incentive on these social media platforms to make content like that. You know? Nina, yeah, I was hanging out with Nina, what was it? 2 weekends ago, Nina? I think it was 2 Saturdays ago. I was hanging out with Nina, hanging out with Christina, and just saying, listen, jump Victory Carnival. Something could come. They didn't even stream it, Nina. I couldn't stream it because Konami didn't even stream it. Absolutely nothing came out of it. Nothing came out of it. They usually do stream it. They didn't even stream it, which on one end, I'm like happy they didn't because at least they like didn't waste everybody's time. But yeah, so it's all Jump Festa now. It's all Jump Festa. Yeah, which it always was going to be. It was always going to be Jump Festa. But yeah, Wolf is right. So it's getting nervous. What? Oh. Shoot. Yeah, we lost again. Dude, this guy's deck is good, man. Jesus Christ. This guy's got a great deck. And also, if you're going to make content, hating on the rush shows is a very easy way to get, like, a lot of people hyped up. Because a lot of people have that opinion about the rush shows. And so if you just kind of grift, yeah, I'll use that word, grift in that direction, you're going to get a lot of people, like, hyped up and pumped up. Vector definitely needs some new support. Absolutely needs some new support. Okay. Got to get off to a good start here. I'm going to wait because I'm assuming he's going to Xyz summon. Okay, that was weird. I mean, I have nothing, dude. I finally, like, have a decent hand, and I have nothing. Nina, I do appreciate, though, that you were remembering that stream. It means a lot to me. Nina, a massive Zexal fangirl, a massive Vrains fangirl. And we'll see, you know what? If we get a new show, maybe a massive Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 fangirl. You never know. Can we please? Radpool, thank you for subbing. Dude, I cannot believe I'm not getting anything, dude. I think most people that watch them like them. I think most of the hate, most of the vitriol for Sevens and Go Rush comes from people that didn't watch them. Which, that's usually the case. I mean, that was the case with Zexal, too. JR Glenn, there he is. JR, good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good Monday. Almost said Tuesday. Yeah, when you give me 4 straight spell and trap cards, there's not much we can do. Damn, dude, we have hit a wall. We cannot beat this guy. I mean, this is crazy. I do not think I've lost this much to one duelist the entire time I've played this game. Alito versus Gosh would have been a fun duel. Didn't they duel? Didn't they technically duel JC when, like, it was off screen? When 4 was dueling Shark at the start of the Barry and Onslaught arc? But I think most of it was on screen. But yeah, it would have been fun to see that one in its full capacity. For sure. He killed him, yes. Oh, boy. Yeah, Marag versus Bronk would have been good to see. Hold. Now we're gonna do it. Oh no, I don't have an Xyz monster, dude. What are we gonna do? Okay. Going from Vrains to Sevens was a breath of fresh air. No, I mean, a lot of people felt that way. That enjoyed Sevens. And then there's a lot of people, I mean, I'll say a lot of people felt the other way as well, where they just didn't like the change. It was definitely one of those changes that, like, probably the most divisive in terms of a lot of people liking it and a lot of people not liking it. Yes, J.R., which I've never played. Falsebound Kingdom we're doing on Wednesday. Very excited. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if we can beat this guy. I don't know if we can beat him. I mean, this is just crazy. If he gets another attack boost, we're cooked. Okay, maybe we can come back here. I so badly want to beat this guy, man. Huge. Xyz's block, that's huge. Okay, come on. Oh, Sakuretsu armor. No freaking way. Oh, wait, yoke. Okay, come on. We got it. Light Melody VA, great to see ya. Oh, thank God, man. All right, we got it. JR
/ check top 3 most overrated snacks.
JR, thank you. Big win. Dedicating that one to JR Glenn. JR, thank you for the $5 super chat. Scott, great to see you. Top 3 most overrated snacks. The fat pretzel sticks, I think, are like gross. You know, the really thick ones. Yeah, I'm good. I'm choking on water. I'm choking on water. What else? Overrated snacks. The fat pretzel sticks are like chalk. Thank you. Yes, they are. I'm trying to think. I don't buy a lot of snacks that like I don't like. There's another thing on the tip. It's not potato chips. Oh yeah, I got you. Corn chips. The chips that have no salt or no flavor, just like plain corn chips, I think are just. I think they're just uneatable. I think they're unedible. And then the other one I'll go with, the Valentine's Day hearts. If we want to go like on a candy way, you want to talk about tasting like chalk. You could not pay me money to eat the Valentine's Day hearts. Absolutely vile. I'll pull them up in case. It might just be an America thing. Oh, I'm getting gross flashbacks just looking at it. These. You want to talk about tasting like chalk? These are disgusting. Yes, these are absolutely disgusting. You know what I will say? Cute messaging. Like, I do like the thought of, like, them having, like, little messages on them. Like, I think that's fun. But choking hazard and, you know, chipped teeth and just tasting like literal chalk is not fun. So that is the most disgusting thing in the world. Common Dylan L. Does anybody besides Gravity Hero, does anybody think those are actually edible? The Valentine's Day hearts, I think they're awful. I don't even think they're redeemable. Would you recommend the Early Days collection? Oh, God, Scott. I'm someone who played the Early Days collection in one sitting. There's no way the Early Days collection is still like $40, right? There's no way. You can get pre-owned off eBay for like $20. What's the Steam cost? How is it still... That is just insane. For full price, no. If you can get it like $30 or less, I'd probably recommend it. Hot take. I don't know if it's considered a snack, but marshmallows. I gotta go for a walk. I literally will like just eat marshmallows. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. It is pouring. Sorry, it is pouring out there. Marshmallows are so good. You don't like s'mores, JR? You don't like s'mores? I mean, s'mores, man. They're a way of life. I had to get rid of the s'mores redeem because I would eat the quick s'mores all the time, where you just take part of a Hershey bar, one marshmallow, and then put them in your mouth at the same time. Wow, that is a hot take. No, that is absolutely a hot take. I've eaten marshmallows out of the bag many times. Stream could disconnect because the weather is really bad, but I have, knock on wood, yet to lose power. Again, this is a development that was built 1 year ago, so I think the whole grid is underground. Not saying it can't go out, but I've had some pretty bad rainstorms here, and I have not lost power yet. Or internet. I mean, everything's been, now that I'm saying it out loud. All right, well, Yuma versus... Who is that, Charlie? Your taste buds are whack. I cannot believe anybody would dislike marshmallows. I can eat the cracker or chocolate, but no go with the marshmallows. Do you just not like the texture? There is such a thing as too much chocolate. Disagree. All right. Time to Duel Shark. JR, great question, though. Do you agree with any of my 3 answers? JR, right now, if you tell me that you like the Valentine's Day hearts, that's gonna be tough to hear. That's going to be tough to hear. I've literally not even had 3 different beers in my life. I couldn't even give you a list based on beers that I've had. I don't like the pretzel rods. Okay, cool. Oh, give me Heavy Storm. Oh, you ass. Lead Yoke, man. Lead Yoke killing it. Oh, they do not. Smarties are good. I actually love Smarties. The Valentine's Day hearts do not taste like Smarties. They taste like just chalk. Come on. That's a dub, baby. Needed that. Good bounce back duel after the, Gauche one took us forever. I love the pretzel rods. I have a whole bucket here at work. I know, my mom loves them too. They're always in the house. I don't think the guy who said he could eat 20 Peeps should talk about the V-Day heart candies. Peeps are wonderful. Peeps are amazing. Now, I know JR hates Peeps because he doesn't like marshmallows. Liking marshmallows is a prerequisite for enjoying Peeps. But, I mean, come on, man. I mean, the Peeps are in a whole different world than the Valentine's Day hearts. Whole different world. I get that a lot of people don't have the ability to enjoy Peeps. I do feel bad for people that don't have that ability, and I do respect it. One that seems a little less divisive, candy corn. I actually enjoy Peeps more than candy corn, but it seems... Now they're dueling for Cotidi's love. Love it. It seems people are more, like, not as angry about candy corn than they are Peeps. That's the way to put it. I also like flavored wax. It tastes good. I would never deny the wax allegations. I think it tastes great. I also like candy. Yeah, the pumpkin ones are too gross. The pumpkin ones are gross. The pumpkin candy corn I don't like. It's too much for whatever reason. JR's got Wendy's in F tier. That's another one that just shocks me. Where's Jersey Mike's? D tier for you? Does anyone eat those circus peanuts? I'll have a couple of circus peanuts from time to time. I'll have a circus peanut here or there. Candy corn is extremely mid, but I can eat it. I won't go out of my way, but if someone was like, hey, you want a handful? It's like, sure. That's fair. I think that's respectable. You also don't want to disrespect the person who's offering you candy corn, like if you're at a Halloween party. I think that's respectable. I think we're beating Yuma. Yuma, by the way, can have a very hard deck. But I really like... Oh. Wow. Shoot. Uh-oh. That's big. Come on, give me the win end turn. Come on, baby. Give me Heavy Storm. Wrong. We got that back, right? What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me, dude. Well, now we're in trouble. I've never heard of candy corn. I'm from the UK. Is it good? I think it's good, but it's definitely divisive. It's a divisive piece of candy. It's kind of like marmalade, right? Some people in Australia love it, some don't. We need a monster. That's a good one, actually. Send the level 3. That's a good one. Not attacking. Well, if he destroys our XZs here, Yoke, we're in trouble. shoot. I cannot believe. Yeah, well, maybe around Halloween they probably sell it, but it's a Halloween candy. Thank you, Kraken. It's a Halloween candy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal World Duel Carnival is beaten and done. Every single story we had access to, we have beaten. Maybe not yet. One more turn. Jump the gun there. Tried to time up that farewell speech. I'm not playing the Japanese version. Ladies and gentlemen, it's over. Duel took forever. Some of these duels just take forever. Does he get to go on a date with Tori now? Now then. I owe you an apology since I was mistaken. Turns out my angel is actually someone else. Do you think I could have the flowers back? These... You'll love it, man. You'll love it. His true angel is Yuma and not Tori. You love to see it. Would have been interesting if the Baryons were, like, heavily involved in the first season. Yeah, Kit Kats are good. Not, they're not one of my favorites, but they're good. My favorites are like Milky Way, Three Musketeers. Well, not counting Utah, all of the character Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal storylines that we have access to are beaten. We're not going to sit through him because... Yes, no, the characters themselves. Like if Alito or if any of the Baryons were dueling in the actual first season. I am aware Vector was manipulating things. But I meant the characters. Yeah, man. Thoughts on the game? It was a good game. Definitely not one of my favorites. Not one of the worst. It's pretty repetitive. I think it's definitely a drop-off from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds games that we got with, like, Over the Nexus or Verse of Arcadia. Because those games, you know, like, had a unique story to them. I do enjoy dueling with, like, each character and having, like, their decks able to, like, be played with without having to build them. That's a cool element. Maybe I would have liked the game a little more if, like, all of the stories were accessible, but like not having V, but having 4, 3, and Tron is weird. It's a weird choice. You know, in the original Japanese game, I think there's 38 stories that are accessible. But even if we had all these stories accessible, I don't know if I would have, like, if my opinion of the game would have changed all that much. Sure, it's more content, which is cool. But, like, I don't know if I really would have cared to play for a lot of, like, with a lot of, like, these characters. I mean, these are all the characters you can play as in the original. And maybe it's 28, not 38. But, you know, like Striker, Crossit, the Sparrow, the Tomato Dude, you know, the camera guy. I don't think I would have really cared to play as them all that much, but there's some characters that would have been interesting to see what storyline they did, like Ray, Vector. The fact that Ray and Vector are different characters is cool. All the Baryons would have been interesting, because again, a lot of these Baryons were not involved directly in this arc. So that would have been interesting. Yuma's older sister would have been cool, but like, you know, I don't know. It was a good game. Good game, but I don't know if I'm ever going to, like, pick it up again and play it. I imagine he is in the original. Yeah, he's in the original. So again, just kind of a weird thing when they went through these characters. Let's take out Quentin, but keep his other brothers in and his father in. Weird decision there. Weird decision. There are no duelist profiles, no ending photos. All sleeves, mats, and code items are unlocked. The only playable characters... Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Yeah, so they went from 40 to 11. I mean, they literally like gutted 75% of the stories. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I thought it was 28 from 11. I don't know why in my mind it was 28. It was 40. But again, I don't know if I would have like enjoyed the game more if we had access to like all of the stories. Like, I think, you know, the game's fun, but normally a chibi of Gaga Girl is shown while the game is loading. On rare occasions, she can be replaced by a chibi of Tori Meadows cosplaying as her. Oh, that's cool. Did not notice that. Yeah, but I don't think it's as good as, like, the 5Ds games were. You know, the 5Ds games were so good because, like, it gave us an original story, and that was so freaking cool. That was so freaking cool. And I would have loved an original story in the Zexal world. Would have loved it, but, you know... We got this, and this was the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal video game that we got, which is kind of insane. What now? Great question. We're going to be starting Falsebound Kingdom next. That's going to be on Wednesday. We do have a Lies of P Twitch stream scheduled for tomorrow. I mean, for later. The watch-along tomorrow is not happening. Something came up. On Thursday, we are doing a 9-episode watch-along, 26 through 34. I know some people might be saying, why aren't we doing 10 episodes? Well, 35 is the Pegasus duel. So, felt like that was a really, really good spot to leave. Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, something just came up in my life that I have to do. So, I can't do a watch-along stream tomorrow. But we're going to be doing a very long one on Thursday at 4 o'clock instead. And we're going to be doing 26 through 34. Oh, water went down the wrong pipe again, man. I hate when that happens. Yeah, I mean, it stinks, dude. But, like, if you just look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games, like... They just stopped making them. I mean, we've gone through it plenty of times before. But there's so many here... Early days, never came out worldwide. Cross Duel's already canned. Master Duel's been good. This game stopped getting support after a month. Link Evolution was just really an expansion for this game. Psycho Card Battle never came out worldwide. And Duel Links. I mean, look at the last 10 years. Legacy of the Duelist and Link Evolution. Japan only. Duel Links, still here. Rush Duel game, Master Duel, canceled after 6 months, only came out in Japan, and, you know, early days. But look before 2015, how many games in the 10 years before that were still going. In the 10 years before that, all these games. You know, it sucks that they just do not. I feel like a boomer saying like, they don't make them like they used to. But I mean, they do not make Yu-Gi-Oh video games like they used to. They really don't. And this was the only Zexal game. Only Zexal game. Natalie, thank you so much for the $2 donation.
Okay, I started watching a ton of new anime. First off, Bungo Stray Dogs is super peak and I love it.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it.
I have a new anime crush, Desio Sumu. He is like so fine, and I love that so much. Things are getting better.
I've heard, I'm happy things are getting better for you. I know you were dealing with some personal stuff, so I'm very happy about that, Natalie. Thank you so much for the donation, and I'm happy you're enjoying Bungo Stray Dogs, which is an anime I've heard a lot of good stuff about. I've heard a lot of really good stuff about it. So I'm happy you're watching it. Thank you so much, Natalie. Yeah, no, that's amazing. It's always good to check out new shows. 5D's Master of the Cards. Decade. Some of these games I've never even heard of. The Tag Force games. The game we're playing next is... Oh, Falsebound Kingdom's an early game. There's the game we're playing next. We're going to start this on Wednesday. I don't want to read too much about it, but I'm interested. The game... People that have played this, did you like this game? The game received generally unfavorable reviews. I mean, yeah, for a Yu-Gi-Oh game, this is kind of what you expect. Damn, IGN and GameSpot killed it. I like it. I never played it. A lot of people who rate these games, though, aren't, like, familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I never take Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game reviews too seriously. Is the gameplay like traditional Yu-Gi-Oh? Probably not, because it released in 2002. Or is it like a unique element? It's okay. I figured it wasn't. It's a capture mon game. Interesting. Cool. Well, we'll give it a whirl on Wednesday and see how it goes. Jeez. All right, hold on. I'm going to use the restroom. I will be right back. We might be wrapping up soon. We're going to play Lies of P over on Twitch. But, you know, I might chat for a few more minutes. So let me hit the restroom. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. I will be right back. It is downpouring. Jesus. I remember Falsebound Kingdom and actually went back to it. It is not a card game. Isn't a particularly good game. No. Okay. Well, we'll play it. Listen, I want to play every Yu-Gi-Oh game. I want to play every Yu-Gi-Oh game. That's what we're gonna do. So that's how we're gonna do it. Kraken, thank you so much for the super chats and for the messages. Appreciate you, my friend. Have a wonderful, wonderful time at the gym. Oh man. Yeah, but I mean, I think we're pretty much done here. I mean, it's a shorter stream, but there's not really much more to Dylan can't play every Yu-Gi-Oh game because he missed Cross Duel. I did miss Cross Duel. Yeah, never played it. Said I'll get it when it comes to Steam. Never came to Steam. What a disaster. What a disaster. And my feeling, too, is like they're never going to do like a fun, unique game again because Cross Duel failed. Even though Cross Duel's failure was not because there's not a market for fun, unique Yu-Gi-Oh games, but because they marketed it terribly. The drop rates, from what I heard, were awful. Like, worse than Duel Links. Like, you had to spend an insane amount of gems to just build a, like, somewhat decent deck. And the drop rates for, like, cards were awful in these events, so you had to really grind it. Like, it feels like they got overly greedy with Cross Duel from all the stuff that I read about why it failed from people that played it, which is a shame. But, yeah. No, I know. I appreciate you coming by, Scott. Well, listen, I am actually going to be signing off as well, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be live in about 10 minutes over on Twitch. So if you want to keep hanging out, if you want to keep talking Yu-Gi-Oh, if you want to keep talking general life stuff, please follow me over there. Super Deep Prot link is in the description. We are going to be live again on YouTube tomorrow with some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I believe, a speed duel room. So hopefully I get to duel some of you guys. And then Wednesday, Falsebound Kingdom. Wednesday night, After Dark podcast. Thursday, Master Duel Room. And then the Duel Monsters Watch Along. And then Friday, Duel Links. I believe we're going to do a COG rank up. So plenty of streams to come. And we're still live in 10 minutes over on Twitch. Thank you guys to everybody who donated, super chatted. Thank you so much. Can't tell you how much it adds up, how much it helps me out. Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, World Duel Carnival. It was a fun time, but it is time to say goodbye. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you over on Twitch, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.